Hey guys, welcome back to One Love Cakes. I'm Vanessa, and who's ready to see what we got in store for you today? So Thanksgiving is just a few days away, and what better way to celebrate Thanksgiving by making a Thanksgiving cake? Ha! So let's get right into it. So first things first, I've already cut up my cakes. Now I'm just going to add some sugar water to keep them nice and moist, just so they're nice and juicy. Then we are going to go right into chopping them up, because turkey has a very extravagant shape. So this might be a little bit difficult, but don't be discouraged, because with practice you will get it done. So if you are really young, don't use this by yourself. Make sure you have a parent around to help you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our 8-inch round, and we are just going to cut our bottom here, because we're not putting the cakes as we normally would, that we stack them one on top of the other. We're gonna be putting them sideways, as you will see. And make sure to save all your scraps, because they will be coming in handy at the end. So we're gonna put this off in here, put this one to the side, cut our other one, same way, maybe a little less. Put this one off to the side. Same thing here. Actually, I'm gonna cut these from right here. So this one I'm gonna do about right here. And I'm gonna cut this one, and the next one I'm just gonna leave it to see where we can use it and fill it in. This is kind of like a you cut as you go. So you don't wanna cut too much first. All right, so now let's get into it. Let's put our scraps away. And let's get into icing. So I would say let's do this first. We're gonna ice first, and then we're gonna flip them to the side. Yep, okay. So we're gonna start off with our 8-inch, so it's cut already. I'm just gonna ice it as we would normally do. And then after, we will flip them. So I'm actually gonna cut this now at an angle, because turkey has a weird shaped angle that goes down. So I want to have that same effect. So now we're gonna flip our cake. And we're gonna slide it. And voila. Not too hard. Now we're gonna put it back on our turntable. All right. So as you can see, this is going to be the front of the turkey. This is where the little wings are going to be, and the big drums are going to be back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it chill a little bit in the fridge, so then we can carve it down so it has this nice smooth angle this way. So we'll be right back. So see, this is why we keep our scraps. So now I'm actually going to put this scrap in the back, because this is like where our stuffing is gonna be, and our big drums are gonna come over here. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Put that right there. Put some buttercream to hold it in, and then we're gonna put it to chill so that we can carve away. So yeah, that's where we started. So now we're gonna chill and continue. Basically, I'm cutting my 6-inch in half, and then I'm just going to round it off to give it the drum look. So I guess we have our 2 drums right here, and then we're gonna ice them once we put it on the cake. And we'll add our bone. Maybe we'll add a little bit more, some cake crumbs around here just to extend it a little bit longer. But got some drums right here. So I chilled my cake a little bit so it's a little firmer. So now I'm just gonna add my 2 drums, and then I'm gonna start to cut to give it the shape. And then I'm going to add a couple more scraps, see how it's going, see if I need to add anything else, and continue. So let's do it. All right, so I think I want to add like maybe 2 more scraps here at the ends so that my drums can like sit on these, because if you look at the turkey, the drums are kind of like up. So yeah, I'm just gonna carve away. So I'm actually gonna carve these down a little more because I want them to be a little thinner. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so then we're going to apply our turkeys right here. Well, let's see if they look good. Maybe cut anything else. But I think they look really good. Actually, might just cut some of this. So fit it in. I think our turkey looks pretty good. So we're gonna clean up a little bit. All right, now it's time to ice this bad boy. All right, so we're gonna put some icing for our drums here. This is gonna be a little messy, but that's okay, because it's a turkey. It's not to be perfect. Now with my favorite scraper, we're gonna scrape away the excess buttercream. And then with our bendable scraper, we're gonna smooth out all those edges. So basically now what I'm doing is just giving it our shape, because the shape can get lost in the buttercream. If you put too much buttercream, you gotta reshape it. Alright, so now we're gonna stick it in the freezer for this to harden up. This is our first crumb coat, and then we're gonna do our final coat. Finalize everything. So yeah, it looks like a turkey. So now I think we are all done. Throw this in the freezer, and then we are going to throw our fondant on. All right. So the cake is about to be, well, it should be already chilled. So now we're gonna roll our fondant. We are using white, and then we're gonna paint. So let's roll this out, and then I'm gonna grab the cake. I'm gonna throw it on, give it some texture. This is how I stay so fit. Yeah. Making cakes is a workout, people. You want to get in shape? Follow my workout plan. So, you can roll your fondant on a rolling pin or on your arm, like I like to do. And just drape your fondant over. Carefully start to smooth it out. Patiently just continue to work your fondant so you get it all smooth all around. Now we are going to cut out our excess fondant. Now with our extra fondant, what we're going to do, since we can't really use the smoother to smooth out the fondant, we are going to get a piece of fondant, separate them into two, hold them, pinch them with your fingers, and now we're just gonna smooth the fondant with fondant. And if you feel that it's getting a little sticky, just put some cornstarch, dust it a little, and continue. Don't really have to worry too much about the bottom because we are gonna put stuffing all around it, so it's all gonna be covered up. So now, obviously, turkeys don't have smooth skin like that. To give it the turkey texture, because they are very textured, what we're gonna use is a non-stick mat that you would put in your kitchen drawer. Since it has these little fine holes in it. This is pretty much the same thing we used to make our football. So now we're just gonna lay it over and press it against our fondant to give it that texture all over. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. So now what we're gonna do is do our front wings for our turkey. Basically, we're just gonna freehand these. We are going to make them out of fondant. Oh, wait 1 second. Now, mini rolling pin, we are just going to basically roll out. I'm gonna mold this with our hands. Give it a little snip. Give it a pinch because it does have a thinner side. Oh yeah. Can you see my wings? And now we're just gonna make another one of those and we're gonna apply them. Cool, so we basically got our, let's try this one on for size. Okay, yeah, so basically we got our 2 wings. Now we're just gonna do the same thing. Just press our Just gonna give them like a slight pinch. All right, now we are going to apply them. I'm gonna use a little bit of water, a little sugar water to create our stick. Basically, I'm just gonna flip it over and slightly dab to create a stick. Same thing with the other one. And now we are going to put our wings. Now, I want to give it like a little flared look because they are the wing of the turkey. So basically you can just stick it on and just flare it out like so. And same thing on the other side. All right, pretty cool. So now we're gonna get into painting. Oh, I lied. Before we do that, we're just gonna create a little quick, tiny bone, and we're gonna get some skewers so we can like stick it in there. All right, so I'm just gonna get a little bit of fondant for our white fondant to create our bones of our turkey. Basically, just roll it into a ball, and then you're gonna start to roll one side out like a teardrop. And do the same thing with the others for the other side. Gonna roll this out and roll it again like a teardrop. And then you just press it down. Press it down. And with the actual skewer, you're just gonna do a line down the middle. Another line down the middle. And with our rolling pin, we're just gonna pinch right there, pinch right there, pinch and pinch. Give it that oval shape, and then you're just gonna basically sculpt it out a little with your finger to give it that bone look. Just basically stick your thumb in and just pull with your other fingers around it to give it that look. Now we're just gonna get our actual skewer and just stick it in. Same thing for the other one. Just stick it right in. And now we're gonna stick it into our drums before we start to paint. So we're just gonna put it at the tip of our drums. And squeeze it in with a little bit of water. Just give it a little stick. And just squeeze it right in. And to shape it a little more. Can. Same thing with the other side. Push it all the way in. Mold it a little more. You can push the fondant down. Same thing on the other side. And now we have our turkey that's ready to be painted. Looks pretty cool. All right, it's time for the fun part. This is where you can let your imagination free, wild, do whatever you feel like. So, ivory is the color to go with. So I'm gonna put some ivory, the water base that I had, and some food grade alcohol because it evaporates as it dries, which is really good. So we're gonna just mix it up, create like a soft. This can be messy, so try to keep it as close. And then we're just gonna brush it on. And this is just like trial and error. I have to do it a few times, give it a few coats till you feel like your turkey is baked to your consistency. So since our wing, I like to be a little delicate with the wing, because it hasn't dried yet. So when food coloring gels start to like dry out a little bit, because they need to be like dipped in again to make it moist, they dry out, and that's what's creating this nice little ripped effect, which normally I would dab my brush to keep smoothing it out, but I like this effect that it's giving it. So I don't mind that it is happening, because it's bringing our texture out and it's giving it a more realistic look. As you can see, it looks like an actual real turkey. So now that we've done this color, now we're gonna go back and highlight some areas with brown. A little bit of brown and a little bit of a warm brown. This is a chocolate brown, and this is a warm brown. Whoops, that's a lot. So we're just gonna add a little bit of food grade alcohol. And maybe use a different brush. Mix this up. And it's good to have some pictures on hand so you can check, compare your turkey with. So I'm looking at my picture on my phone, so I would suggest to do the same. So the turkey on the top half is a little bit darker. All right, so this is my little cute gels that I have. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of here to my black, because it is a little dried out. Mix it up. And what we're gonna do, well, before we give it our little charred black dots, we are gonna dust it slightly with some, great, making a mess. Oopsie. We are gonna use some cocoa powder to give it a toasty look. So what we're gonna do is just basically just kind of like shake it on. Because if we try to like brush this on right now, it's gonna get all messed up. So this is a little messy, as you can see, but very effective. Looks pretty good. Like a makeup artist on cake. All right, so now we just go back now and blow on it to get rid of the excess. It's not the smartest way to do things. We usually use like a fan here. messy cake. All right, so now that we're done with that, looks pretty darn good, nice and toasty for real. Now we're gonna get our black, and I'm just gonna use a very fine brush, and we're just gonna start to dab randomly to give it like that toasty look. Another little trick that we can do, get a napkin and you dab. Paper towel, just dab. All right, so I think we're good with our color. Now we're just gonna do another round of our a little messy. Now our turkey is nice and toasty. Ta-da! Our turkey is almost ready, but why we saved our cutoffs and our extras so that now we can make our stuffing. So basically in a bowl, get all your scraps and you're just going to mix it up as if you were gonna make cake balls, but you're not, you're just mixing it all up to create our stuffing. And it does have a little bit of buttercream in it, so it does have a little stick to it. But yeah, we're just basically crumbling up our scraps, all the cake that we cut off. We're just crumbling it up to, you can get it and rub it against each other and it crumbles it up easier too. All right, so basically now what we're gonna do is we are going to add, this is where we stuff our turkey. So now we're gonna get our stuffing and just stuff our turkey. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Try and make this cake. If you do, please tag me. And what do you put in your stuffing? Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video and give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like this, hit the notification bell so that every time I do post a video, you're the first one to find out. So let's get into it, and happy Thanksgiving. All right, this turkey is looking sharp. See, I've never done this before. I've never cut into my own turkeys. And ta-da! Yummy. Well, thanks guys for watching and see you again soon. Bye.